Okay, good morning everybody. Mike here. Figured I'd do a little update video, talk about the Lee presses a bit, and little chit chat. Anyway, it's time to do a little bit of rearranging. As you can see, I've kind of cleaned it up a little bit, but the bench is just constantly overrun with projects, and I guess that's kind of a good thing. I'm having fun doing some hobby stuff, but it's kind of an evolving process. So, okay, let's talk about the presses here a little bit. This here was the first press that I bought, and got a little decapping die in there. You know what, guys, if this is all you can afford to get started in reloading, do it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with a little press like this, whether it's the Lee or even a used one from a flea market or a gun show or something like that. And then over on this side we have the Lee 4-hole value turret press, which is by far the mainstay press. Now I use it in single stage. I've taken out the indexing rod, and in single stage mode it's not really any more efficient than this one. This one, if you set it up correctly with these special locking rings, you can swap out dies pretty darn quick with these. This one does have the added advantage that you can leave your dies, set up in the turret plate, and you can flip them around however you want if you're using it manually like I do. So you just pull it out, grab a new one that you want to work on, and drop it in, and you're ready to go. Now I have these little outrigger tables on the edge of my bench that I can remove these pieces and fold the arms underneath, but I haven't really needed to. I set this up so that if my hand is on the handle, it'll clear everything perfectly. And guys, these Lee 4-hole turret presses, it doesn't really matter, I guess, which model you have. They're rock solid presses. They're great. I highly recommend one of these if you can. Now the true winner, of all the presses, is the little APP, and I say little because they really are quite small. Has the same footprint here as the little Lee single stage, but these are, if you don't have one of these, really you should consider it. This will change your reloading speed considerably. It'll do bulge busting, bullet sizing. I've used it for stuffing wads inside pistol shot shells. When it comes to sizing brass or flaring brass, it'll do most of them except for the biggest of rifle calibers. Now what I've decided to do is I need more space. I know it kind of looks like a big space here in the middle, but it's not. It's constantly in the way when I want to put a rifle or a bow down here on the bench to work on. So, here's the problem. I like this little press, and I kind of thought I'd set it up as a ram prime unit, but as you can see, I have a nice dedicated primer from RCBS. So because I can do everything I need to with the APP, and the turret press. This one is going to get swapped out. I'm going to move the APP over here. I'm going to take this one off and put it away for a while. And then that will increase the amount of distance that I have available between the two presses up to about, I guess, around 38 inches, which will be much more useful to me. So let me do that right now, and then we'll take a look at it. Okay, we got the little press removed. Now we've got a much bigger space in between, like I say, about 38 inches, which is perfect. I can fit a lot more stuff in there and get along with a little more projects that way. And the APP fits perfectly in the spot where the small press was. As you can see, I've got holes drilled all over my bench, so that's the nice thing about having a bench, that you don't, this is just made out of a 2 8-foot long, 2-foot wide pieces of 3/4 inch plywood. And this outline, that was for a RCBS bullet loop sizer that I currently don't have a use for. And other tools were mounted in different spots. You can see over here by the turret press that originally I had that little press mounted right here, and I had drilled a hole in the bottom so the primers would fall through into a garbage can. And then, under here I've got a bunch of holes. They're all over. They match up with different things, like, this one. The one thing about these RCBS priming tools is that you got to put them up on blocks because the handle will hit the bench. Anyway, I set this up so that I could bolt it, in a variety of different, directions, whichever way I prefer to use it. I usually just set it up and then I'll prime like 50 or 100 or 200 cases or something like that. Anyway, we got the presses moved, and that's the update. Still got the mechs over in the corner, which I use for decapping shotgun shells. I still need to buy a few parts to change them over to 410 and 28 gauge, but this will give me a little more project space. Have a great day, everybody. Mike out.